Hello everybody, this is Ryan Butcher with North of the Blue. It is 11 a.m. on November 30th, 2011. We're going to just do a quick day market overview, and we're going to pull up IYY, just the total US Dow Jones market. And as you can see, we have 120% volume. It's up $2.09 today and has gone north of the blue. Power lines are moving up together. So that last email we sent out was, labeled bullish Christmas ? And hopefully we continue seeing the markets rise. And real quickly, it is a news-driven market, and the central bank said they'll come out and they're going to pay for everything. So the euro is up, the US dollar is down, which causes our markets to rise. So that is the news of the day. So let's break these down to the indexes. Dow Jones, the DIA. 2 days ago, actually yesterday, we had this move north of the blue. So on the 28th, when we sent out that first one, it just looked like it was about to peak up. And you can see the trend line had bounced off the support line down here at 112. Just move, and then Tuesday, we saw this move north of the blue, create another support line right here. Power lines started to turn up. This black never went below the 50. The blue went down to the 15, peaked, came out, and today you can see is just a very large day. We'll just turn on those bars real quick. You can see that very large gap up. So expect the rest of the week maybe to play through here to this resistance line. We can see we had a close at 121.74, so that's going to be the next point to break through on the Dow Jones. Put that trend back on, as you can see, the very large gap up. So power lines are coming up here together, and we want to see those combine. So let's go run over to the spider right now. S&P 500. As we can see, this went north of the blue as well. Power lines just coming up together. That's a good sign. We still got all this resistance to head through in the next little bit, so we really want the markets to break through that. And heading over to the NASDAQ, we can see that we are not above the blue moving average yet. Just click on those bars. Let's just see. Very interesting to look at these green lines. They're support and resistance. They're created with large amounts of volume moving inside the market. And as we can see, if I click off these bars, you can see that the blue moving average is right where this thin black line ends. It's right there. It's right on the blue moving average. Click on that support bar down there. You can see that it's sitting on the support bar. And then we click on the bars. We're going to click off this trend. And you can see right now the close at 56.01 is exactly where that support line and blue moving average are. So that shows you how accurate these green lines are, and they are made on a mathematical equation. So we can see that yesterday, Tuesday, we had the low right on this support line, the high right on that resistance line, and today it gapped up. So now we're working within all of these resistance, and as you can see, we had this very thick support resistance line right here. The entire month of November, it was just jumping up and down right on that support line, then turned into a resistance. So we are right there right now at 56.20. So some of these technology stocks, you're probably going to see them bouncing around, doing all sorts of crazy things. But as of right now, we want to see these power lines move together. And when they do, you're going to see this burst north of the blue. So that is going to be the hardest market, I think, to move up. But we'll see how it does over Christmas. Okay, let's move over to the metals real quickly. I'm going to go SLV. Look at silver first. Now SLV, earlier today it looked like it had moved above the blue moving average. So we're going to click on the bars real quick. We can see it's closed right above. It's gone up 99 cents. The reason why I like silver at this particular moment is these power lines have just come together. Tomorrow, of course, they could be separated, but it just looks like that silver is finally going to be going above the blue moving average. We can see that in May we had this very large correction. Silver just kind of floated, went up, and then we had a very large correction in September. And remember, last year, just about a year ago, this was at $17 a year and 2 months ago. So it's still just about 100% in silver in 1 year. So very large gain still, even though we've had these dramatic drops. So now, looking at the power lines, silver looks like it may be going north of the blue. Which brings me to our next precious metal. We're going to be looking at GLD gold, which did go north of the blue. Power lines black over the blue. 3 days of heavy buying. We pushed right through these resistance, and if GLD, that ETF, is too much, we can go bring it down to IAU, which is the iShares, just different fund, but it's just at 1680. It's still going to move the same amount. So as we can see, this really pushed through those resistance. Power lines are moving up, trends moving up, blue days. So everything's looking good thus far. And let's take a notice. We'll just go to the big heavy tech sector. But before we do that, excuse me, I'm just going to pull up the US dollar to show you real quick. Blue over black, power lines, trend is coming down. So we might see a little support be happening in here, or we might see very large gap downs of the dollar. And to watch the money being moved, you can see this trend just in the treasuries for 20 years have moved down, has moved below the blue moving average. Blue is above black, and we see those 4 negative days there. So alright, again, so let's go back to the tech giant. We're going to go to look at Apple. Just want to show you this. Power lines have just moved together for Apple. Only 73% volume as of today. We're sitting right on this resistance line right here, and as you can see today, it looks like it's closing at its low point for the day. So that would have been its high point for yesterday. So, but what I wanted you to show is this is what I look for in using the North of Blue program. We want to see these power lines come together. And what we really want to see is those power lines stay together as this trend moves up towards the blue moving average. So that is a good sign. So Apple is definitely one you want to keep on your watch list. And then I'm going to show you something else too. Let's go to LPX. This is a Louisiana Pacific company. And this is something where a few days ago, November 25th, this is where it bounced off the trend. And these power lines are already very high. It's already at 750, and this is something where, you know, you might say some people who are conservative might say this is the time to enter. But following North of Blue rules, this is almost time to say like it's past. We've passed the North of Blue rules. These are almost in the 85. And here's another example of this. AKRX. Both of these are in the 85. And again, about November 21st, you know, this trend bounced off the blue moving average, and we had this very large gain right here. But these power lines up here, this means that we could be in a long-term trend, such as you see in July, or this could just come down tomorrow. So we've definitely missed the opportunity, the North of the Blue rule right here. So that's why we're going to be looking at, again, things like Apple. We want to see these opportunities rise. And gold, we want to see this move north of the blue. We really want to catch all of these stocks, ETFs, whatever you're purchasing. We really want to catch them at this time right here as they're moving across. That's the most powerful. And when the power lines are together, moving north of the blue with volume to back it. So that is just a recap of everything. Just be watching the markets, listen to the news, and I hope everybody has a fabulous December and had a great November, still eating leftovers and all that good stuff. So have a great day, and if you have any questions, email ryan@northoftheblue.com or rjbrenicky@northoftheblue.com, and we will be seeing you later.